Awareness actually can bring forth a new consciousness. So there can be a seeing of the consciousness, but that would not be necessarily awareness, or it could be awareness. But awareness transcends the consciousness. And I guess an easiest way to show this would be if you draw a circle and you put consciousness up of that circle, then inside of that circle you put a whole bunch of little dots. That would be the content of the consciousness that we are aware of. Do you see? But if there was another consciousness to be born, then awareness could be aware of that other consciousness as well. So they're two separate and different things, Judith, I say. What do you say?
Well, I've heard the term pure consciousness, and I've heard the term mass consciousness. I see there's a distinction in what we interpret. I don't care to use that word, but I don't have another one, in what exactly consciousness is. Pure consciousness perhaps cannot be explained in words. Mass consciousness, on the other hand, seems to be more to do with the ego, and probably could be at least pointed to in words. Do you make a distinction between the terms pure consciousness and mass consciousness?
Well, the instant you said those two phrases, I created a distinction for myself.
Virus database has been updated.
And my virus database has been updated by virtue of that statement. The distinction that I created when you said those two phrases is this: pure consciousness in a being is the ability to see the mass consciousness, to see the mass awareness, meaning to say the collective consciousness, if you will, or collective awareness. The ability to see it in oneself is pure, meaning that if that consciousness were to change, that if the consciousness were to transform, that pure awareness would observe the new consciousness as well as the old consciousness.
Well, let's talk about, Edward, or let's have you speak about the constant reinforcement by media, by religion, by politics, by schools of the ego, and all that the ego is concerned with, being separate, being competitive, being all the things that it is.
Judith, we could start that conversation by saying that for you and for Marilyn and for myself, the ego is needed in order to have a relationship with each other so that we can manipulate each other, because we can't be honest with each other, so we have to manipulate each other. So between the three of us, we reinforce the manipulation with each other in order to continue the conspiracy of ineffectiveness. It means to say that being as how we have to manipulate each other to get something done, that is ineffective. And we each do not tell on each other, if you will. Therefore, it continues the ineffectiveness. The only distinction is I have been telling on people. I'm a tattletale. I keep saying, hey, we're all dead. We're all robots. There's 6.5 billion robots. We're all manipulation. We're all ego-filled robots. So I'm a tattletale. I tell on people. So in a street gang, I'd be the first one everybody would hang or shoot, because I'm narking on everybody, so to speak.
So is there a possibility to annihilate the collective ego and still have a physical universe?
Well, yes, we would actually end up with the universe that we have now. It would be the same thing. It would just that we wouldn't know what a tree is, that's all. So the difference would be Before we knew what a tree was, and after we wouldn't know what a tree is. Pretty good, huh?
Well, it seems to me we wouldn't know anything if that were the case. We wouldn't know how to build a house or any of those things. And would this, what we call stupid now, which is just a not knowing, being in a not knowing anything, affect everything that would cause us to even need a house, or to even need a job, or need to keep appointments or make appointments and all that sort of thing. Everything, it seems, is connected in that respect. What do you say, Edward?
Yes. It would mean that what I started doing 30 years ago, we would do as a collective entity. We would start to question all of it. We would wonder, why do we have a dog? Well, because nobody else cares for us. It's a place where we can show our emotion, or it's a place where we can be with something that doesn't talk back. And I mean, then we would see the ridiculousness, the insanity of having pets. We have pets because we can't get along with each other. We can't get along with the female. The female can't get along with the male. We sure cannot get along with our children or our parents. So we have pets. But that's only one aspect of all of it. We would begin, perhaps you could call it a journey, of questioning what is it that has these things the way we have them. Why does it have to stay that way? Why, as you alluded to earlier, Judith, why is it all being reinforced and then reinforced and then reinforced? So we're reinforcing an illusion, and then we reinforce the reinforced illusion. So it keeps greatening itself. And as I said earlier, that's probably why not only the Mayan people, but a few others have predicted the end of the world at about now, because wildest kind of imagination probably said the world can't keep going the way it is. Sooner or later, people have to discover their own stupidity. But it takes intelligence to discover your own stupidity. It doesn't take much intelligence to discover somebody else's stupidity. We point that out quite readily. So to discover our own stupidity takes intelligence.